Welcome back. Season 4, Episode 1 of the Harold Katz podcast. Glad you could join us over in Glickman to keep it poppers. And of course, Coach. Only one topic on the agenda for this one,
Oh
YU
boy,
Max basketball. I think it's our first time discussing this year's YU Max in
yeah,
this
this should be
season.
enjoyable.
Coach, you have the floor.
Well, first of all, Aaron, I'm kind of thinking like for me, it's 11:38 at night. For you, that I don't know what the math is. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon, and you
Yeah,
brought
just about, just
you
about.
brought you brought energy like it's 11:38 at night. So thanks for that.
I have no doubt that you can match that energy, Coach.
Thanks for that
With
electric
this
opening.
with this with this tirade you're about to go off with.
Thanks for that electric opening. A tirade. Um, I don't even know where to start because I don't want to call anybody out, but the whole freaking community needs to be called out. Like the community
But
that
not you, because you kind of in your crystal ball, you kind of foresaw this, no?
I 100% did. Did I not, Pop?
We had the text to prove it, right?
We
Pop.
do.
Something like it.
Pop knows, but he's not gonna. Pop don't want to. He don't want to acknowledge it. First of all, it was bad enough I got the national champs right in football. It's bad enough I get. Did I get
We're
the
going back to
basketball
that
one
now.
right? Did I get the basketball one right too? I called the Super Bowl champ.
You
Yeah, you're always able to.
accidentally, yeah, you accidentally got the college one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I'm
but
sorry
but
about
this
that,
one you
Pop.
really, really, you
I
really,
really
really
did
did call from
because
a
this
mile
this
away.
one this I actually know the product. And I think what's most distressing, honestly, like I'm not even sure how much I should say, but I mean, to be fair, we haven't had a full team yet, but I don't think that matters when you blow 21-point leads with how many minutes were left? 10?
Yeah,
Just about.
under 10.
When you do that, I don't care what you, matter of fact, I think it was like might have been was it at 10 when we started turning the ball over in the backcourt because we can't handle the press?
Yeah.
It was either at 10 or 6. Yeah, it was
I
sometime
mean,
in this.
and it got like mad quick. It was like from 21 to 13 in less than a minute.
It like evaporated out of thin air. There were so many points off
Yeah,
turnovers.
and then you just kind of sit here and go, "You're freaking seniors, dude. You are seniors in college. You have got to make that play. It's breaking the press." I mean, these are basic, fundamental things. I will say this, in that first half, we executed offensively, maybe even first 10 minutes or 8 minutes into second half. We got whatever we wanted. We proved that they couldn't guard us. And the problem, I think, ended up being that mentally they beat us twice last year, and we couldn't believe we were beating them. And we played like we couldn't believe we were beating them.
Hmm.
We weren't beating them, we were smacking them. That
Yeah.
thing was over. Like that game was over. They couldn't guard the back cut. We got wide open looks from three, and I don't even think we're shooting the three very well. We got wide open looks from three. We got layups whenever we wanted. But then there's like these dumb things where we'll have a post up, and we have seniors who are cutting into an occupied post. Like if you've got a postman, why do you think you're so goddamn important that you have to go right where that guy is? Where you have the basketball and you drive on top of a post guy? We have a guy there you're supposed to throw to. Sorry for cursing. But I mean, Jiminy Christmas, how hard is that? You're a senior. Two consecutive possessions you cut into an occupied post. And the second one, Max realizes too late. Like you realize he starts going back. I don't mean to call Max out because I love Max, but you're a senior, dude. You have a post guy. I don't care who the post guy is. Get your ass out of the way. We have somebody there. Who are you? Just do your job. To me, that's inexcusable stuff from a senior. It was inexcusable when it happened on Donnie's team. It's inexcusable now. Uh, there's an occupied post. Keep your ass out the occupied post. We have things to, it's funny, Pop. I was thinking about this. Um, what would we shoot in 2019? 54% from the floor? Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
we're 40.
We were 50, 40, 75, I think,
Yeah.
which is kind of ridiculous. But it was in that neighborhood. I think we ended up like 172 or 174, something like that. So it was, so we're shooting the ball. We were the best team in America. We were statistically, we were an analytics wet dream. And the thing was, we ignored analytics. And here's the thing about analytics. I heard Sean McVay say this the other day, and he's so right. He's like, analytics, and this is really, you guys know this because I piss on analytics all the time, but analytics is the guys with all the answers and zero accountability. You got all the answers and you don't have to answer to nobody. You don't have a fan base. You don't have a general manager. You don't have a coaching staff. You got nothing. All you got is math, and you act as if you created the game. And you have zero accountability, so you just talk your nonsense. Well, it's 62%. Yeah, shut up, man. That's why guys who really know basketball will talk out about it, like Barkley, and he's kind of like, dude, that's stupid. Not only that, but analytics tells you what what has happened. It doesn't tell you what will happen. They'll give you a mathematical equation. No offense here, Pop. They'll give you a mathematical equation on what should happen, but it won't tell you what will happen. It can only tell you what did happen. So the arrogance of the analytic group, and our numbers were analytically beautiful. I think we shot 43 from three, maybe. We shot 54. Was it from two? I think from two, maybe the floor. I don't remember.
It was 40 from three.
40 from three, and then 54 from two. And we were second in the country in assists only because Grinnell, scores 180 points. But we were playing 2 weeks after they were eliminated. And everything about us statistically was, but the crazy thing is, everything about this team statistically that's currently playing is an analytics nightmare. Because what are we shooting from three, Pop? Are we like at 31?
I don't know, but I think it was 25 going into the Tufts game, so it's probably 30, probably lower maybe.
We're at 30 or below from three. And what are we from two? I know our twos were pretty good for a while. Like on the year, we're probably 43% from two.
We're at 29% from three. 45 overall, so that means I'm just doing the math in my head, like 52, 51 from two.
So we should be taking a lot more twos than we should.
We are. We have 2/3 of our shots right now are twos.
Well, we should make it 3/4 of our shots because that's where our money is. Like if you think about it, in that game the other night on was it Sunday?
Sunday.
In that game,
you were able to watch.
It was layups.
That's right.
Layups. Just pounded in with layups. I remember, what game was it? The game that had the Randolph-Macon game that they made you pay.
That's right.
The first 7 possessions of the second half were layups, defensively. We gave up 7 straight layups with an and one mixed in. So they had 15 points, and some guy shot the ball with 15:40 something on the clock from three. And if I'm Josh Merkel, I'm so mad at that guy. Like, dude, how good do you think you are that we're going to pass on these 7 straight layups? Were we not kicking their ass enough? Did we not take 11 and turn it into 23? And like, it wasn't even like that. It went from 37, 20, 39. What was it? 39, 28.
At the half, I think it was 37-26.
37-26 to 52-26. That's exactly what happened, or maybe 28.
28, yeah.
And the game was over in 4 minutes, and some kid decides he's going to jack a three, and then another kid decided he was going to jack a three. I'm sitting there going like, what? Who teaches these kids basketball? This is so dumb. And I've had about up to here with no help off the strong side corner. No help off the strong side corner equals layups, unless you get other kind of help. So I know I'm alone. I know the rest of the world all no help because the NBA said, here's my rant. The NBA said no help off strong side corner, so we don't help off strong side corner. Because the NBA says that's a shorter three, therefore we got to guard against that, so we're going to take that three away. I mean, outside of verbiage, they turned a regular. What was that? What was that cut you called the other day, Pop? What was that thing? What was that called? A what?
Rip screen.
The rip screen. You mean a back screen on a baseline? Cross screen, rip screen. It's a rip screen. It's like a down screen on a block or whatever. Dude, the only thing the NBA has ever contributed to the game of basketball, honest, from an X and O standpoint, is they changed verbiage. Like straight cut is now a zipper cut. A down screen is now an elevator screen. Like, dude, dude, it's a effing down screen. This is the only NBA. Look, Pop's offense from San Antonio came from, well, where was he? Cal Pomona? Wherever he was.
Pitzer.
He came from Cal Pitzer. So he came from a Division III school.
That's right.
The 24-second shot clock came from Claire B. The 1-3-1 came from Claire B. I believe widening of the lane also came from him, but that may be an NBA innovation. I don't know. That I can't be sure. Man-to-man did not come from the NBA, especially since colleges were around before that. Help man-to-man came from college. Everything comes from college and high school. So the NBA gets it. Pick and roll did not start in the NBA, started in college. The triangle, college, next winner, Kansas State. Like, you name motion that we know of, college. Passing game from Larry Brown, Dean Smith, college. NBA created zero. Guys like Redick, they get on their podcast and they start talking nonsense about college coaches haven't changed it or run the same plays they did 20. Dude, your whole effing league stole shit. You know what I mean? Like the whole league stole stuff from college. And then you have the balls to go ahead and piss on a college coach. The NBA doesn't create anything. They create verbiage. That's what they do. And then they ruin the game. Because then the 14-second shot clock, I don't know if it started in FIBA or the NBA started it and it went back and then it trickles down into college. And so now your X's and O's is all staying in the corner. Wait till we come here and dribble drive and then kick it to you, off a ball screen or we bring a guy around. So the innovation in the NBA now is what Miami's doing. Okay? I've been running what Miami's running. They're running it with less screens for, I don't know, 40 years. This is innovative in the NBA. To go back to the way they played in the 80s, that's innovative. Because the rest of the league, they all coach to not get fired. So they all do the same thing. Because why would I try something new? I might lose my job. Now, Spoelstra, he's got his job for 20 years, so he figures, I'll run something new. Spoelstra's problem was he couldn't score. Now he can score. And then something will happen. See if I'm right about this. Like February, Miami's numbers will go down a little bit by All-Star game and afterwards, and they'll all be like, well, they all caught up to it and they figured it out. Just watch. Same thing they said about Memphis, I think it was a year ago. Just watch what happens. So how does that correlate back to YU? Basketball is about four things. What are they, Pop?
Passing, catching, layups, free throws.
Passing, catching, layups, free throws. Anybody tells you different has no idea what the hell they're talking about. Zipper screen. What's that other thing called you just said? What was it?
Rip
Rip,
screens.
rip screen. Oh, you mean a cross screen? Down screen? Oh, rip screen. Call it a rip screen. Not a block. We're going rip screen. What? People running that thing for 60 years and you move rip screen. Some dude on Instagram called it a rip screen. You know, you have to be able to execute small little things. And there are no small little things. There are no small turnovers. There are no, you know, there are no little mistakes. Every mistake is a mistake. But if you don't guard, you can't win. So passing, catch, and layups, free throws, make more of them than your opponent. That defines your offense. Uh, and make more of them than your opponent. That defines your defense. You understand? Like it's those four things. You talk to me about the three all you want, about analytics all you want. You can't cast it or pass it. How many turnovers we have, Pop, in
Do
five
we have?
games? What's our average? What's our average? Are we around 18, 15, something like that?
Give me 5
What's
seconds.
our average at 0 and 5? What is our turnover
18.
average? We are at 18 turnovers a game, and that's after a season low 11,
That's right.
6 in the last X number of minutes.
Right.
We're at 18 a game. How many assists a game? 14?
14 and a half.
How much?
14 and a half.
So we're minus 3.5 in that category. And we think we're going to win something? Come on, man. I wonder, are all these other fans, are they off the bandwagon already or what? Like I know who we're playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And years ago, we could have handled this schedule great. This team has a lot to prove, even now. Are they mentally tough enough to handle this schedule? Because right now, they're not. And the fact is that the teams they're going to play later in the season are not this good. So are you going to here? And here's the real question: are you going to let this start destroy your locker room for the year? Or are you going to actually be mentally tough enough to overcome this and actually end the season with a really good 7, 8, 9 games over 500
Right.
and a playoff run, an NCAA tournament run? But
Yeah.
it's simple things. It's passing and catching. It's really what it is. We can't make free throws. What are we shooting on the free throw line, Pop? All right, I know you got it. What are we on a free throw line? We over 70?
70.
College
But
basketball. And
it
that's
was
only because we had a really great day Sunday, right?
both the Sundays we've had good days. And
So don't play during the week.
we started the year after 2 games we were right
Over
about
50%.
60 or so.
College basketball. Passing, catching, layups, free throws. Period. Execute them, you win. Don't stop them, and you lose. Don't execute them, and you lose. Like you cannot execute passing, catch, and layups, free throws, and still win if you can defend that. But we're currently giving up around, I'd say, upwards of 90 a game. And that basically means you can't catch a cold. Like you can't stop a cold, you can't play.
Yeah.
And right now we can't stop a cold. We were better the last couple games with a different philosophical approach, but we got ways to go. We got guys who don't want to defend, and I feel for them. I'm embarrassed for them because some of them could be really good at it. What were you going to say, Oren?
No, I was going to say you have a lot of loyal, longtime viewers when it comes to this podcast,
Yeah.
and I think they always try to dig up old quotes from you.
Uh-oh. What did they
And
say?
um, no, I just think when watching this, they'll find it notable when it comes to the trajectory of this podcast from when this core were freshmen.
Mhm.
We are the theme of when they were freshmen was the learning curve, and
Yeah.
and now the gloves are totally off, and you're not.
Well, and you don't think they should be? I mean, at this point, you're just wasted potential. This was such a great group. I love this group. And my real issue with them is they're way too nice people. They're just great people. Because they're great people, we are paying for it on the basketball floor. You can be a great person, legit, and be just a mean cuss on the basketball floor. We don't have that. We have one or two of them, but we don't have like great people. Our great people are just nice on the basketball court. I mean, in the long run, that's what you ultimately want out of your basketball team. But we're trying to win a championship. You came here to do that. You came here to compete nationally. Okay. That was the standard that we set. I think that was an expectation. But sadly, this team has this class. Even when they were sophomores, I kind of was hesitant because they're only sophomores. And they went to the NCAA tournament as a junior, and you can't take that away from them. Did we play stupid basketball? Yeah, we did a lot. But we ended up finding a way to win. And we may do so this year too, just because the teams we're playing now are not competing in our league. But quite honestly, you just got to, our shot selection, trying to think of a number. Maybe I would say more than 50% of our shot selection has been poor. And that's because we had a great day Sunday offensively.
Right.
And the fact that we fell apart to me, I mean, I wish I could tell you I was surprised. I would have expected them to do that as freshmen, maybe sophomores, but not juniors and seniors. And we had a hard time competing last year. So the truth is, you know, what do we get? Lost five when three of them were competitive. So we've made strides in that area, but you're effing seniors. You should be competing. So I'm hard on them. I'm not as hard as I should be, to be honest. I'm trying to be nice about it because they're great people and I love them all. And you gotta want to win and not be afraid to lose. And this is a team that's 100% afraid to lose. That game the other day, Sunday, 100% afraid to lose. 100%.
Yeah. So there
And
was
then
a
the
mental
question,
there.
and the question is, you have a great player in Yair, and another really good player in Alex, and another really good player. We got another freshman in Nate. Like we have good players at Johnny Dan. We have good guys coming up. Will the will the problem with this team has been they don't always compete. Will that carry over to that next class,
Right.
to this freshman class? I hope not. And those guys seem to be a different breed, but I don't know. We've
You,
had
you
this
always
issue before.
but you always talk about teams needing to be battle tested, but you thought one battle test too many is not good for a team. What opponents would you have liked to have seen in between some of these great non-conference?
Yeah,
Like, who would have been a good
look,
test, but a manageable test, if that makes sense?
I mean, you know, go take some team from the MAC, Wilkes. You know, that's a non-top 25, maybe Hood, maybe, it's maybe a top 100 program, and play them, you know. And then, like, I do think you got to get somebody you can beat in the middle of it. I mean, a great coach once told me one of the major keys to basketball is scheduling. And like you can't schedule 5, 6, 7 games in a row. You can't. You're going to struggle to win. Not that you won't be able to win, but they're going to be struggle to win. Like you got to get something in there. Like everybody needs everybody needs the syncs on their schedule every once in a while. You know what I mean? Everybody, everybody, everybody needs to play the Pirates on the days that Skeens doesn't pitch. You know what I mean? Like everybody, you just need something like that, so your locker room can handle it and stay together. And the things that you're lacking, maybe you can strengthen against teams like that. Maybe you're like, be like the Chicago Bears or New England, who play absolutely nobody. They get one signature win. I don't know if beating Pittsburgh without Aaron Rodgers is a signature win for the Bears, but you're going to find out starting Friday just how good they really are. Because I think they play the Packers twice or the Lions, but they still got to play somebody in that division twice. So like, and the same thing with the Patriots. You beat the Bills, but what else you got? You know what I mean? Like, I believe they have the 31st and 32nd hardest schedule in the league. Now, of course, there's 32 teams. So when you have the 32nd toughest schedule in the league, you know what I mean? And conversely, I'll toot some Rams horn here. I think they've beaten, well, right now, the Ravens, Jacksonville, Texans, Colts, Seattle, San Francisco, Tampa Bay. What's that? 7 teams that are going to the playoffs or should be going to the playoffs. So like that's battle tested, right? What we're doing is not really battle tested yet. I mean, we're battle tested, but we have failed in the battle. Now we competed. That was the good news. After like the Chapman, was that who we played that first night? Should have beat
Yeah.
them. Should have beat them.
Right.
I think it hurts. No. I don't know. Did Orr play that night? But maybe he did.
Max
But
didn't play that.
Max didn't play. So, and then the next night we just got our doors blown off. We didn't compete. And then the next night we went to double overtime because we couldn't inbound the ball. Got suppressed. At some point we might have to change the quarterback on that. You know what I mean? Like, think about this. I mean, what is there? How many seconds were left when we were up 6, Pop? 15?
20, I think.
I mean, you're up 6 with 20 to go. I don't even think they had a timeout. They have a timeout. Maybe they had one.
Who, Mary Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they had one.
Forget the fact that you were up double digits in the first half, and then you were up double digits in the second half. And then it got to 6, and you're under a minute at +6. If you could just get fouled, that's 3 possessions. If you can make a free throw, big if, but make a free throw, now it's 3 possessions. Instead, you can't get it past half court. I still can't understand what both those passes were about. Like you just let them get to the rim, like, and then once those games go to overtime, like it did the other night, and you let that team escape. I have a theory, like if you're on the floor when those teams like Mary Washington and who we just play,
Tufts.
and tough. When you're on the floor when that game goes to overtime, I think you need to sit that group out for the first minute of overtime because they know they pissed it away. And this other team knows, So you bring guys off the bench and they're like, well, we have won us. You give them a minute, let them get their composure back, because I don't think that timeout does it, the break between the quarter. So I think you have to do something to change the effects on the ground a little bit, you know.
Right.
So, but so in a sense, without Orr, we competed. Without Max, we almost competed every night. But that really is our issue, and you know, we might be okay in our league, you know, but somebody's gonna step us, punch us in the mouth, and somebody's gonna step up and punch us in the mouth, and how are we gonna respond? Are we gonna do like we did the other night, just turn the ball over, blow a 20-point lead under 10? That's hard to do, man. I thought blowing a 19-point lead with 14 minutes to go, like my team did, or 15 minutes to go, that's hard to do too. I don't even know what to say about it, but still bothers me.
Yeah. I mean, you still
This
have
is college basketball, bro. Huh?
NYU and St. Joe's, Connecticut before that first Skyline game. But
Oh, man.
you're still not concerned about the mental toughness going into Skyline play, correct?
Well, I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm just not sure how much we have. Um, we got to shoot the ball better. I think if we do that, we got to take better shots. We got to shoot the ball better. And when we're killing people at the rim, we got to continue to attack it. No, I'm really not, because I think the level of play we just competed at is a lot better than our league.
Right.
And we did compete for the most part in 3 of those 5 games, right? We got blown out by who, Pop?
Number one and number 2.
Trinity.
Who was number 2?
Macon.
Macon.
Yeah. Yeah, they spanked us pretty good. So, all right, you're not top 3, you know, you're not top 5, probably not top 25. But you should be able to compete a little bit, and I think we competed a little better. Like, Tufts ranked, Pop.
Tufts came into that game number 4. Mary Washington. They did. They returned almost everyone from a pretty good team from last year.
At 2-2, they were number 4 in the country.
There was no poll between the preseason poll and that one.
Right, so you know they're not going to be number 4, but
right, the poll, they are now 22. They're 22 now, but I think it's pretty clear watching them. It's a top 25 team, certainly once they figure their stuff out.
Okay, well, I did say they'll be top 25. You tell me they're top 22. Okay.
Yeah.
I was pretty much right about that.
Mary Washington.
Let me ask you a question, Pop. Did we get any votes?
In what?
Before the season started?
This poll? That's the stupidest thing in the world.
At 0-5, did we get any votes?
Did YU get any votes?
Not at 0-5. At 0-0, we did.
I get that.
Yeah, not at 0-5. No one's going to vote at 0-5.
Of course, Pop. That was my point. And I don't think we deserved any at 0-0. I think anything that you do early in the season is a bunch of crap. You can have returning people. We didn't return anything that would have went. Yeah, they're almost getting votes. You know. No, I'm not seeing it. So we could. I've told you I don't ever get caught up in that. It's cool for fans, but I don't get caught up in that. It's just too ridiculous. It's a bunch of guys, and they're basically it's analytics guys with no accountability. So they go on Dave's show and they try to make it a little bit of accountability. Wait, the accountability is you voted for the other guy, and now you have to explain why you did it? Come on.
And so I believe of the 25 voters, around 8 are public. The other 17 are SIDs and coaches. So they're not going to do that. They're not going to put that publicly.
Okay. With all due respect, I'm not sure I met an SID who, you know, I know Pat Coleman and that, but like, again, you're an SID. You're not at practice every day. You don't, you know. That's just me and my biases, but
Coach, shouldn't the success, certainly relative to the first 2 years, but I would say success of getting to the NCAA tournament last year, right, winning the Skyline, despite all of the challenges in the non-conference schedule, and even some in the conference, give you the feeling of you know, everything's going to be fine, especially because last year was a lot worse in terms of the competitiveness of some of these games.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
It should pop, but let's remember what the situation was. Weren't we down 14 that night?
Down 14 against who?
Farmingdale?
In the championship game? Yeah, we were down 14, but also it was kind of context. They went on a 13-0 run. The second Max, got hurt, but the game was even. He got hurt.
That's what injuries are, Pop.
I understand, but he got hurt in the middle of the game.
That's still what injuries are, Pop.
I get it.
But the fact is that we had a really good 10 minutes. And we got bailed out by
the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah. And we got bailed out by just a heater. A guy who was on a heater. And then we turned around and went to Tufts. And absolutely 100% wet the bed. We didn't even compete that night. So I ask you, Pop, we didn't compete with him during the regular season. We didn't compete with him in the NCAA tournament at all.
Yeah.
So, yes, I did. Look, we're kind of a little spoiled because of that team from 2019. And I say the 2019 team, but I say that because in 2017, Gabe Simchadani, Kevin Tyler, all played on a championship team, and everybody's like, well, you had Ryan Terrell. Well, dude, we went before Ryan Terrell showed up.
Right.
Ryan Terrell was basically Kevin Durant joining the Warriors, because they had one without him.
Right.
And they were young. They were sophomores. I think in the conference final, started 5-4, Tyler, Simcha, Donnie, Gabe, 5 sophomores in the conference final against basically, I think, maybe 4 or 5 seniors, So then we see this same class become sophomores, and it's not the same success. And then because there are different groups, there are different leadership, there's different, So Pop, you're right. It should lead to that kind of thing. But as you see here, it doesn't always do that. I hope it does, honestly, that playing this group, playing these teams. Like, where's the IWU? Are they in the top 25 right now?
They're currently in the top 10. And Wesleyan is currently number 11.
All right. So then we still got to play those guys, plus these other 2.
But at least we have Skyline games before those teams.
No, I get it. But let's just say you go 0-9 out of conference.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a really good run through the order kind of thing, I think there was a movie called Little Big League or something.
Yeah.
And they wanted to test the kids' baseball knowledge.
Right.
So they're asking questions, and they're like, well, wouldn't you walk him? And they go, well, then you got to bunt that guy over.
Yeah.
Not a really great run through our 3, 4, 5, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the same idea. I mean, if right now we're 0-5 against this group. If that thing extends to 0-7, you could theoretically, it's not hard to envision 0-9 against them. But the crazy thing is, you have a chance to go, or what are there, 16 league games now, or 14? What is it?
16 conference games.
Right. So then you have a chance to go 15-10 by going 15-1 or 14-11. I mean, you've made hay out of that. You've done well with that. And then, you find out what you're made of in the playoffs. But quite honestly, we don't have an invincibility at home like we used to. We used to be really tough to beat at home. That may change. It may change when the league teams come in, but I mean, that would be the hope. I would actually say that I've been kind of nice.
Yeah. No, you haven't been too harsh on
what I really should say about this group.
Right. It could be too that it's past midnight and you're tired, though.
Yeah. What is it now? 20 after? Jeez.
But
Yeah, that could be. I just don't want to put the energy up to do it. Maybe next week or whatever.
yeah,
And
but
keep Kevin.
we always you always talked about you were hoping that there will be a point in the culture of the program that we wouldn't even like, if we won Skyline, it would be like, okay, we won Skyline, like on to the next.
Yeah,
I feel like there's some fans now who are just thinking, let's win Skyline, and then like we accomplish our goal.
I mean, if you win the Skyline, you overcome a bad start. But
I would say worse than that, actually. I would say that there are some fans who have a mentality of, oh, we're, bad start, but like, don't worry, like, we'll just run through the skyline. And then, once we get to the NCAA tournament, as if it's a guarantee that you win
no,
this.
you see pop, and that's the distinction I think you have to make. Like, just because you're going to the NCAA tournament, like you're just going because you're happy to be there. This is a senior group. We shouldn't be happy to be there.
Right,
We should be
right,
happy to win
I understand, but you also
into the
can't.
second weekend. Huh?
right.
But
Like that first year against York, it was the right time to be happy, right?
Well, but they weren't.
Right.
Like if you talk to Donnie and Sin, they were very
Definitely
unhappy.
not. Definitely not.
You know,
They
Sin got
were
in
they
foul
were a
trouble.
different
He
kind of.
opened his.
They were
He got
bred from a
hacked.
different coach. They were bred from a different cloth. Let's be honest.
No, that's true. And they set the foundation for this group.
Right.
And then they ended up proving it because I've said this before, they had that 18-game winning streak in their junior year. I think if DT stays, doesn't get hurt, speaking of injuries, if DT stays and doesn't get hurt, you're really looking at something much more historic than we actually did. Because I don't think we lose those other 3 games that year. Like, I don't think we lose the Farmingdale in the final. I don't think we lose the Purchase when the ball hit the side. I like I don't think we lose the Farmingdale getting down 20, whatever it was.
Mhm.
Like DT changed everything, and now all of a sudden you're talking about 50 games in a row before they graduate. So whatever it was, 29, that would have been 30, 48, 50, about 50 games.
You're assuming a national championship in there.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Like,
saying that 29-1, right? Let's
yeah,
say that's
like
30-0 with DT. Okay, let's just put that. Just say that. Then you lose the Purchase game, the Farmingdale game, and then the playoff game. After
right.
you won 18 in a row, so 18 and 30 is 48.
Right, but after you win those games, then you're actually in the NCAA tournament instead
Oh, that's correct, Pop. That's correct. So then it becomes a regular season statistic. What's it
of
matter?
regular season statistics.
But dude, I'm not so sure that team couldn't have made a run. The problem is that team didn't defend like it did the next year.
Yeah,
And that was the problem.
as you know, there's plenty of good teams in the tournament who don't win. You only have one team that wins.
Hell yeah. But I'm saying like that team had a chance. Well, all I'm saying is that team had a chance because they were cut from a different cloth. So they won before Ryan. Everybody's like, oh yeah, well, you won with Ryan Terrell. And no, we won before Ryan got there. Love Ryan. He was a great addition. He was an awesome person, awesome player, great player. And we won a lot of games because of Ryan. But we won a lot of games because of other cats too. So, and when you can go into a championship game and start 5 sophomores and win, we did the same thing in the playoff at Farmingdale. I think the same 5 guys started. So, did the same 5 guys start in the first round?
What against Mount St. Mary?
Yeah, wasn't that Mount St. Mary? Wasn't that them?
They pull it up for you.
I think it was Tyler. I think it was the same 5.
Bar Gabe, Sim, Donnie, Tyler. Yeah.
Bar Gabe, Sim, Donnie, Tyler. It's a hell of a job. And we were getting spanked that night.
And the most minutes off the bench was Kevin.
Kevin, sure.
So, and then the only other guy who played besides for the last minute was Justin. So no seniors.
That's right. Justin had some big shots that night, if I remember.
Justin at the big nights.
No, against Purchase, but he had a huge shot in the
in the Mount St. Mary game.
Before Kevin's layup gives us the lead, in the Mount St. Mary game, hit a huge
Mount
three.
St. Mary game, he was 4 for 6 from three.
Like it was yesterday.
Right. Like Justin was huge.
Yeah,
So I remember Malcolm didn't come to the game and he wanted to know what happened. I'm like, Justin, that's what happened. Like he had a great, it was, I think, also second half because we weren't any good in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Farmingdale game, you could still watch it, the Farmingdale game, and you can see where they're sophomores. Get out early, spanking them, and make a run at us late, tried to hit the home run all the time, stop going into Gabe. So, but you could see the growth of that group even through the playoffs. And I think I've talked about this, playing the NCAA tournament with York, and Simcha has to be sitting on a bench because he opened his mouth when he had 2 fouls. So he got a third one, and that hurt. And I remember there was a TV timeout or radio timeout. I want to say like 5 minutes to go. And I think you can hear Donnie on the broadcast. Just when the timeout came, he's like, "What are we doing?" Like you hear him say it. What are we doing? I don't know if we have that accountability once in the last 4 years.
Right.
We have that thing like, yeah, like we have a kind of thing like, I'm not getting the ball, take a bad shot. You know what I mean? Everybody's complaining. That is not what he said. He's like, what are we doing? Like, we're not running what we're supposed to run. Like, what are we? And when he came to the bench, you can hear him say it. Like, what are we running? Let's get back to running our stuff. And I think we cut it to 5 maybe, or something like that. Right? 5 under 5. I think maybe Naaman hits the 3 under, cut it to 5. Somebody cut it to 5 with a 3. But that team competed, and I think they cut it to 5, but it was after that somebody was on the floor going, "Hey, let's be accountable." That's a great thing about Sim and Donnie was they held everybody accountable, including each other.
Mammon cut it to 8.
Who did? Mammon
cut it to 8 at 2.
But then 2.
He had a chance. No, he had a chance to. Then he had a chance to cut it to 5 next possession, but missed.
Right, they missed the 3, right? Yeah. So, but they were competing. Mm-hmm. Like we got down. Barr couldn't play. That was a problem. They handled that. But then when Sim got in foul, so now your starting backcourt is out. You know what I mean? So, have we done that once? You've been at most of the guys. Have we ever had a guy come over and say, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" Not why you
maybe Max once.
The fact that you have to think about it, it was only once. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what are we doing? Be accountable. Be a leader. We don't have enough of that. And everybody's gonna get all insulted, everybody's soft like that. Dude, stop. It's not personal. This is business. If you can't handle business, get out. Shouldn't be in college. This is business. We're here to win and win the right way. The way that these guys won before us and that we hope guys are going to win after. To do that, you got to be accountable and you can't take it personal. It can't be like, and you don't embarrass a guy on the court. But like I remember, Pop, you're calling the game, I think, in Hopkins. And we're up 20-something and we're breaking the press and it's like less than 2 minutes to go and Eitan gets it up the floor and he throws it to Donnie, thinks he's going to cut, and Donnie just stands in the corner because he knows we have enough points to win right now. Eitan throws it out and he's like complaining to Donnie, and all Donnie does is point to the scoreboard. Donnie's like, you could see him on film, just going like, calm down, dude, we got enough to win. Like the game's over. And Eitan's like screaming, I get a turnover. And then he gets to the bench and now he's like, we don't need that. Just kick it to him in the corner. Let's run some clock. That's leadership. There's plenty of examples of that with that group. I can't think of any, either from hearing it from you guys, we're hearing it from Ellie, we're hearing it from Elliot, we're hearing it from a player. I can't think of anybody who like, and so but that's what I mean. Like you don't necessarily do like what Eitan did, although Eitan's playing with emotion and I get that. He's not, embarrassing Donnie. He's just like, dude, why didn't you go? And Donnie's like, because we got enough to win. There's a minute and a half to go. What are you doing? Donnie's not looking to score a point. He's like, dude, let's just win the game. So that thing that he did as a sophomore, he's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, let's run our stuff. We're just making stuff up.
To establish yourself as a voice too, as a sophomore.
Yeah, that exactly. And that's accountability. And then even as a sophomore, I know Ellie was the quote unquote captain, but anytime he needed something done, he went to Donnie or Simcha. You know what I mean? I think he can testify to that. And they rightly so, because they delivered like that. They acted like captains, they played like captains, and they're the reason that the entire fan base is even excited about YU basketball.
No.
Those guys. Because I was like, yeah, it's a cool thing. I'm going to take my date to the game and then I'll leave when we're down 20 in the third quarter, So, that group changed everything. That group filled the gym.
Yeah.
So even before Ryan showed up.
Right.
So Ryan helped, but
The foundation was already laid.
Yeah, I think it's
are you worried? Are you worried about that foundation?
Only if it seeps into this freshman class. Like because this class was infested by the previous class. I'll leave it at that. Pop's girlfriend notwithstanding. Like I'll leave it at that. And that they seeped
Right.
into
No
this.
one has any clue what you're talking about, right?
I know we don't. That
happens in our group, stays in our group.
Pop, the three of us all know what I'm talking about.
Although, Coach, you dropped a 6-7 line earlier on the podcast.
What did I say?
You
1,
just
2,
said
4,
6,
5, 6, 7.
What did I say?
You said 6-7 at one point. Do you know the bit?
I mean, there's something I heard guys talking about 6, and my guys do it at practice. What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's just like it's teen slang these days.
It's stupid teen slang. It's just
I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
you're good. You can it can seep into your locker room.
Right.
You have to get a winning player. Right? My question has always been about what kind of winning players do we have?
Right. How do you keep the good vibes? How do you keep the vibes upbeat?
Well, you just win the tournament and win the championship. So if you can go to the NCAA tournament, so then you have that to hang your hat on. And the crazy thing is, this team can go to 2 in a row.
Yeah, but doesn't it go back to my previous question that we don't want to become a program that's just comfortable with winning Skyline championships?
Oh, I hate that. Yeah. No,
We should always strive to be the best.
you're trying. Look, I don't think Elliot would tell you that. He wants to win a national championship.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite ambitious. I remember the Q going, "Oh, coach, that's quite ambitious." And I was like, "Well, that's kind of why we want to do it. Like, that's why we're trying to do it, because it is ambitious, and we should be trying to do it if we're good enough to do it." I don't think this team, without Orr, we don't rebound like we're good enough to do it. It's a little sad because this is a great opportunity for a great group of guys who are just, I think, in my opinion, play a little too nice.
Yeah. A core that you were very excited about before they even began.
I love this core. I kept saying, calm down. They're just freshmen. Mm-hmm. Now, we did get a payoff because they did go to the NCAA tournament, It wasn't the payoff I thought, because the entire year was kind of a struggle to get them to kind of do things the right way. This last Sunday, we kind of looked like we knew what we were doing offensively for quite a while. 35 minutes, 32 minutes. Then we sort of fell apart. So that's how you do it. You have to keep from infesting the other group. That's why locker rooms are far more important than people think. Locker rooms are. It's kind of like, we treat the basketball as a unit. We treat the basketball like water. We should be treating it like it's an egg. You treat it like water when you average 18 turnovers a game.
Huh.
You treat it like an egg when you have 4.5, you know? And that's the difference. So Jokic, top 25 player.
Well, no,
Top
No
20,
way you have
be
time for
clear.
another topic. You're exhausted.
really,
Just to be
Tony.
clear,
He was 12:30.
I asked this question 2.5 years ago, and I didn't get a
Yeah.
response, so I had to
Well,
re-up it.
there's
This was probably
one.
a Danny Mizrahi question.
Well, it might have been one. I don't really care. Okay. Two, I mean, top 25 guys who ever played basketball.
He's pretty good.
He's really good, like really good. But we have an incredible, especially Americans, but we have an incredible ability to live in the history of now. Like if they played in the 80s, it doesn't count. Except of course if it's Michael Jordan and everything he does counts and everything everybody else does doesn't count. Everybody else is playing against plumbers, Mike's playing against because he's the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's obvious from a team sports standpoint. I'll find out what Philadelphia and Chicago do tomorrow. I'd be interested in seeing it on Friday. Just because I'm not gonna get to watch it. You'll probably get to watch it, but is that a night game? It's a day game, right? Philadelphia, the Bears and the
We can
Eagles.
watch the first half.
Right. So like you'll see what the Bears are made of. Because I mean the Eagles are struggling from an offensive standpoint, but
They had a
so this is
collapse on
not
Sunday
so
against
this is
Dallas.
not the best. What?
They collapsed on Sunday against Dallas, probably
Yeah,
because
so this
probably because I texted my Cowboys friend before the game, my Eagles friend before the game
you
ended.
are the curse. There's no doubt about it.
You know, you know.
I mean, you are the curse. So I mean, I did find it interesting talking about cursing your ball club. I did find it interesting, and this is so what I mean by its mentality and its mental toughness. I think the Rams have played 11 games. They gave up 13 touchdowns in 11 games. They have 12 interceptions in 11 games. You want to be tough? That's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what you need, and you need another. I mean, Kobe Bryant, Duncan. No order, right? We'll just go over Kobe Bryant, Duncan, Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain. You gotta have Russell in there. Larry Bird, Magic, Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James. So we're at four. What are we at? Barkley, that's 10.
And
Shaq is 11. Did I say Kobe yet?
yep.
I did. 25, huh?
Did you say Michael Jordan yet?
No.
Are you
We'll
gunning?
try it again. Okay. Listen, pay attention, start again. Jordan, Bird, Magic, Abdul-Jabbar, um, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan, um,
Barkley.
yeah, Barkley. I can't get another guy. I know I'm forgetting somebody I just said.
Len Bias.
You wouldn't
Oh,
even
my.
lie about that, boy. Don't make fun. There's a great quote from John Sally, who talks about Lenny Bias and says something like he's better than Michael. John Sally, who played with them both. Try to find it. Jason Kidd, probably top 25 ever, maybe. Pete Maravich. So let's just say, let's add.
Oh, you
Hold
didn't
on.
put You didn't put Wilt in your latest list.
I did not. So that's Wilt's the 10th guy.
13 now. 13.
And Russell's 11. Right? I didn't have Russell. Havlicek. Oh,
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
He's better than Jokic. Yeah, maybe Jokic is top 25, yeah. Because he took on the world, you know. They have LeBron James in this list?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably top 25 ever.
Now take those 17 and put them in order.
Oh, no, not in this podcast. Well, it's Wilt and then follow. You know, I would go just off the top of my head. I'd go Wilt. There's a big gap. No, everybody's gonna tell me I'm crazy, but it's a big gap between Wilt and Michael Jordan. He played against him. Stupid idiots. It's a stupid argument. Magic, Bird Magic, I think. I mean, if you take Larry Bird's, well, I forgot Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, both better than Jokic. Even Carlson, maybe. If you look at Larry Bird's numbers, I think they ended up 20, 24, 10, and 6. You can blind test him with everybody outside of Chamberlain. They're the greatest numbers basically of all time. With the possible exception of Baylor, who I think is 32, 11, and 2 or something like that. But Bird's 24, 10, and 6 is more impressive because the end of his career, he struggled to play a lot. You know? I mean, Jokic is better than McHale.
Yeah.
Is he better than Tim Duncan? I don't think so. You got to do it for longer. He's different. He's not better. He's different than Tim Duncan. I don't know if Iverson's in the top 25, maybe. I mean, I don't like the way he played. So, I'm really tired now because I'm just rambling. But
let me pull up a list from online of top 25 players, and you'll tell us who should not be there.
Oh, is there such a list?
Yeah, well, everyone has their lists. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you yes or no.
You said Michael, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Bird, Wilt, Duncan. Okay, here we got 2 who you didn't say, Steph and Katie.
Steph, not Katie. No. Put Katie on the side for a minute.
Okay.
Steph for sure, yeah.
You've named about 22 so far. Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson. Yeah, Hakeem. You didn't say Hakeem.
No, and he should be in there. Yeah, he's better than Jokic.
Kevin Garnett.
No, same thing. Oh, KG or KD? No, Kevin Garnett. Durant should be in there. Kevin Garnett should not. Kevin should never be in there.
Dirk.
Kevin Durant. KD is what you said? Yes.
I said KD earlier. KD, yeah. KG.
I thought you said KG. The reason I said no was I thought it was Garnett.
I got you. Chuck, you
Garnett's
said
never going to be on the top 25. He just wasn't that. He was good, but he wasn't that.
Dirk.
Yeah, better than Jokic. Maybe the same. But yeah, he did it a long time. Dirk was great.
Barry West said
Barry West, Elgin Baylor.
Karl Malone.
No. Maybe. Maybe.
Dr. J.
Oh, yeah. Just because he's the doctor. And I'm biased. I readily admit it. I'd say Moses Malone. I'd say Moses Malone before Karl Malone, for sure. Moses was better than Karl Malone. Moses was better than a lot of guys we just named. And I can't even believe that people would think Kevin Garnett is better than Moses Malone.
It's just one list.
Moses put teams on his back, dude. Garnett could not handle Moses Malone. No way. Not in his prime. Gotta be kidding me. He couldn't handle Barkley in his prime. He definitely couldn't handle Malone in his prime. Karl Malone couldn't handle Moses in his prime. Moses Malone was a bad man, boy. He's top 25 ever. Guys who don't have him on that list don't know what they're talking about.
Well, we're getting to him soon.
Mm-hmm.
David Robinson.
Mm-mm.
Admiral.
Not before Moses. Maybe
Elgin.
before Garnett.
Okay. Elgin Baylor, Moses Malone. This one you're going to disagree with. Dwayne Wade.
I don't think he's top 25. He's close, but he's not better than some of the guys that we currently leave off the list. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a jumper enough at his size to be better than like Jerry West. Is Havlicek on that list?
I'll just name the last ones on this one. We have 25. This one you'll disagree with, probably Giannis, then Jokic.
Giannis, maybe Jokic.
Kawhi, Isaiah, Scottie Pippen.
Isaiah who? Isaiah Thomas is behind Giannis?
Did I say
Isaiah Thomas is behind some of these cats?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put him in perspective a little bit.
They pull up a different list. And yeah, I'm listening.
He's 6 feet tall, legit 6 feet, smaller than Iverson. He's a bum ankle away from. Well, he's a bad pass by his own. He's the only player. He's the only kind of leader of his team in history to beat Jordan, Magic, and Bird in the same playoff series, the same playoff season. He's he's a bad ankle away from 3 in a row. He's a bad pass away from potentially 4 in a row. And he's a 6-foot guard they build around. Isaiah Thomas is the second greatest point guard of all time. And I don't even think it's close because I don't consider Steph a point guard. But I don't think it's close. Somebody said Chris Paul is retiring. And I said, are they no longer going to do Allstate commercials? Like what is that? Like, what's he ever done? He's done commercials for Allstate. That's the best thing he's ever done in this league was do a commercial for Allstate. But Isaiah Thomas, he's top 25, and it's not even a question. Like, Isaiah's the greatest 6-footer to ever play, ever. Not close, ever. Magic, he gave 9 inches away from Magic. He gave 9 inches away to Magic, and he's still. Isaiah was. And Lenny would have been top 25, yeah. So.
All right. We named 25, Coach, who you think are top 25.
Yeah, and Garnett's not in it. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is ahead of Giannis, no question about it. I think he's ahead of Dirk. People don't understand the greatness of Isaiah, honestly. Like
they just don't know popcorn shop in Teaneck.
Isaiah does?
Yeah, Dale and Thomas Popcorn. Look it up.
What's it called?
Dale and Thomas Popcorn doesn't exist anymore.
But I think he owns Indiana Popcorn.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
He owns Indiana Popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So that's his company, but he's great. He's a great basketball player, and there's. I mean, Steph's 6'3", he'd given 3 inches away to Steph. And Isaiah was a murderer, man. It's a bad dude right there now. Bird. Yeah, like Elvin Hayes ain't on that list. But Moses got to be on that list before Dave Robinson, before Garnett, before Karl Malone. Yeah. If you've never seen Moses Malone play, you need to go research because Moses Malone, I mean, he gave Abdul-Jabbar the business. Like, Jabbar couldn't handle him. His body was ridiculous. All right. That's it.
Yeah, I know we're approaching 1 a.m. There was a question I wanted to ask you about the NIL.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, once we're on here.
Oh, well, there are these college tournaments that are featuring top 25 teams very, very early in the season, and the championship game is tonight between Gonzaga and Michigan, and the winner apparently gets a boatload of NIL money. In your opinion, is this corrupting college basketball even more?
Well, it's already corrupted. When you have a kid who's played in the G League, go back to Louisville. You ain't running. You're
That's
not
sad because you're
running.
someone who enjoys college basketball a lot more than the NBA.
I do, and not only that, but you're infesting college basketball with G League nonsense. Like if a dude's gone to the G League by decision of his own to go to G League, how the hell are you letting him back into college? They're so scared of being sued that they've lost total control. They got men and women's locker rooms that are afraid to do anything about that. They got pros playing in college basketball. They're afraid to do anything about that. Like, just cowards, man. The NCAA sucks. And the only legitimate form of NCAA basketball right now is Division III, and they'll ruin it.
Wow.
They'll
Take that to
ruin
the
it.
bank.
Huh?
Take that to the bank, huh, coach?
You take that to the bank, they'll ruin it. They'll ruin it with
Don't
NIL.
worry. Don't worry. We still have Yeshiva League.
Oh gosh. All right, we're ready to sign off.
That's about it. That's about it, Pop. Thanks for pimping your crap. But there's
In all
zero interest
seriousness,
on this.
we're very
There's,
appreciative to Coach for
there's
staying up.
zero interest on this side of the aisle on that, Pop.
In all seriousness, we are very appreciative to Coach for staying up in this
No
late
problem.
hour
My pleasure. My
always
pleasure.
rap with us. We're thankful to you and in the spirit of the day tomorrow. And
My
yeah,
wife is gonna laugh at me so bad because she
that you
gonna see
stayed
me.
up late to do a
She's
podcast
gonna
with
see me get up
our
at 5 o'clock. No, she knew I was doing that. She's gonna see me get up at 5 o'clock. She's gonna laugh at me because, like you guys said, you can't. Pop's like, I can't get home till whatever, and I'm like, well, I'm writing this thing, so we did it. We made it work. We made it
did
work.
it. Thanks as always for tuning in, and we'll see you in the near future for the next episode of the Harold
Yeah,
Katz podcast.
like guys.